Hello, Kirby, and welcome to our first episode of our Year in Growth Workshops for 2025. My name is Randy McCreary. I'm the manager of recruiting and field sales specialist for North America, and I have with me my esteemed colleague who's going to help me out here.
Anything you have trouble with, Randy, I'm here. And I'm Mark Hilo, and we have with us a special guest to start the Year in Growth Workshop all the way from a little town called Kingsport, Tennessee. Golden Circle Distributor, supervisor this year, going to be a repeat Golden Circle Distributor, the one, the only, Mr. Richard Jakob.
And we know, Rick, you have a lot going on in your organization right now, so we're going to get right to the questions so you can start to take time, because here's where we take time for very successful distributors and supervisors, pick their brain for a few moments so everybody in Kirby world can use some of their strategies and techniques to help grow their business. I think, Mark, you've got the first question.
Hey, I do. Rick, I hope you're ready, buddy, because you're in the Budweiser hot seat. Hey, what do you consider the main factor behind your growth in not only your distributorship, but your division this year?
Well, actually, nobody does anything great alone. And so with that being said, Mark, we promoted some new DTs with recruiters, and it's mandatory that they recruit every week. And I've got my own group on WhatsApp, and they've got to turn their stats in to China, who's, the recruiter in the main office. And so it's like, and we're on them from Monday through the rest of the week, making sure they've got their contacts and everything else. And then just, recruiting 52 weeks out of the main office. And we've had some great weeks. We've had some not so great weeks, but overall there, I really look where our recruit is headed. And you asked that. I wanna look something up because I think this is actually would be great. You caught me off guard with that one. Okay, here we go. I'm reading this book. Everybody should pick this up. It's called The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. And it just helps put some things into perspective. But if you develop yourself, you can experience personal success. If you develop a team, your organization can experience growth. If you develop leaders, your organization can achieve explosive growth. And so that's to me where the growth is coming from. Every day we're talking about promotional opportunities, moving up in the Kirby business, winning free stuff. So just like keeping them on task and in a week, like that is our number one priority.
I was going to say, Rick, I think that leads us into our next question, because you just flashed something that I would consider to be goals. And our next question is going to be, in reading right there, how important are goals to you, and how do you impart that on your organization? Like you just showed some of the rings that you've won. I know you've won watches. So if goals are important, how do you impart that on your organization?
So it literally makes me physically sick not to hit my goals. And one of the things that we talk about often is that just because you set a goal and you're not on pace doesn't make it okay to be a quitter and give up. And one of my favorite Kirby stories is Jimmy Iorio always talks about the month that he sold like the 50 personals and went and visited his mom in the hospital, and she had to give him a good old what to the chin. And it's one of my favorite stories, like not giving up just because you're not where you want to be right now. And just, keep moving forward.
Very well said. And that's exactly what we're talking about, and that's what the Year in Growth Workshops are about. So with that lead in, we talk about attitude and skills and holding people accountable, inspecting what you expect. How are you teaching and helping to create that winning attitude throughout your organization on a daily basis?
Well, first off, I lead by example. And, I expect that people dress a certain way in my organization, so I dress that way. Like I never ask these guys to do anything that I'm not willing to do. I go to the field. I'm the top team leader in my organization every single month. So, really, like I said, it's just, um, you know, starting there and, uh, and then we clinic a lot, right? And I have constant communication with my team leaders, um, like literally constant communication. And they're telling me what's going on. So then like the next morning we might do a 10-15 minute clinic on what these new kids are struggling with. And hey, it's good. We get to learn from other people's mistakes and don't have to, keep making them ourselves. So we teach every day.
It's funny you said that right there because you just you hold a lot of clinics, and I know we talk about learning as being selling as being a learned skill, and no one's a born salesperson. So when you're running your teams, like you're saying, because you're the number one team leader and you lead by example, what do you do to help your dealer focus on growth through that learning curve to put them on a path to be promoted? Because I know you promote a lot of people. You mentioned that earlier.
Well, honestly, Randy, I teach them how to do the Kirby programs. And I know that sounds corny, but it's true. Like if I went into a demo today after 23 years in the Kirby business, I would do a Kirby factory A to Z demo because that's what always worked. So, and then it's just easy to teach people that as well. So, so we talk about that every day. I've got posters up in my meeting room about the demo, the demo sequence, and we just try, muscle memory, right? The more times you do something, the better you get at it. And I've got living proof of that all over in my life. But yeah, it's you do a good demo, not so you can be like the best demoer, because we don't need that. What we need you to do is master the demo so you can grow up and then you can teach other people how to master the demo. And one of the things is just the compliment sandwich and my crew. Like when we come out, I tell them like something that they did really good in the house, then it's something that needs improvement in their demo. And then I follow it up with like some words of encouragement and stuff like that. But it's just, and not only that, like new people, they don't have a lot of confidence. Some of them do, but not all of them. So sometimes like we have to lend them our confidence and hype them up and tell them how great they're going to be.
I agree. Hey, let's go back. You touched on something that I think the field would want you to hit a little more. And this year, you're on the verge of being a Golden Circle distributor. You're on the verge of being a Golden Circle supervisor. So in order to do that, you mentioned, obviously, you're developing strong team leaders and strong DTs. And you're doing that from going to the field, but maybe real quickly, how do you develop a new team leader, and how do you get them to focus on then making that jump to being a successful DT?
Everyone's different, so everybody's needs are different. Not everybody can be coached the same. And so I get to know my guys. I coach them all differently in the areas that they need improvement in. And then we're just constantly, I think the best way I heard it was like you dangle the carrot, right? And we just talk about like promotion and all the free Kirby's, and we talk about that IPP program. And I don't know why anybody wouldn't want to win 200 free Kirby's per year, but there's a lot of programs I've heard about. I don't think there's any program that's going to help you get more wealthy quicker than winning free Kirby's from the Kirby company. And as long as Kirby's willing to give those Kirby's out, I want to win as many as possible.
Beautiful, sir. Win everything. You're referring to 180 at 1800 and 228 at Golden Circle, which is pretty strong. Randy, I think you've got the last question.
We got a last one. And Rick, we really appreciate you taking time because I know you probably have 50 dealers in your organization right now waiting you to go to run a morning meeting. So we're going to get you out of here in a moment. But here's the most important thing we'd like to ask. You know, what's the best advice you can give to someone in Kirby who wants to become an FD? Because we all come in at that entry level. But what's the best advice you can give to someone early in their career on why they should want to become an FD?
Well, the best advice I could give, shortcuts can have you very lost. There's no shortcut to success. Put in the effort, you're going to get out of this what you put into it. If you want to be a distributor, start acting like the distributor. Start talking like the distributor. Start dressing like the distributor. Stay disciplined. Work every day. Learn and master the programs. 23 years, I've never seen a Kirby program fail anybody. I've seen people fail the program, but I've never seen the programs fail. And that's what I know all the times in Kirby where I haven't had the best years, I kind of was like taking shortcuts, but they weren't very short at all. So, you got to get out of your comfort zone, but stay in your strength zone. So, when you get promoted, one of the things I always say to my guys before they open an office is now's not the time for you to put your feet on a desk. Now is for you, the time for you to put the pedal to the metal. And you got to work harder for yourself than you ever worked for me. So get out there and get to work.
I like that. I think we deserve a standing ovation and a very big thank you to Ricky.
That is fine. We appreciate that, sir.
Thank
we appreciate
you, sir.
that. Yeah.
Pleasure to have you with us. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
And get to work.
Yep.
And let's have a 12-day minimum.
Yes, sir. Happy holidays, everybody. God bless, and see you at the top.
I appreciate that, Rick. And again, this is just our first episode of the Year in Growth Workshops. Make sure you stay tuned for more coming up because we're going to have more successful distributors and supervisors with all of their strategies and stuff to share with you. But until then, we are
positive.
And we're gone.